What's up guys, welcome back. OCG Metagame Breakdown for April, like half of April 2018 OCG format, right? New card releases. Cybernetic Horizon has been released recently in the OCG, so let's take a look, right? With all the new cards, the Palladion archetype as well, Cyber Dragons, of course, couple of lists ready, Metaphysics as well. And, you know, the standard Sentuki slash Brandish slash... yeah... Sky Striker archetype, right? So yeah, let's take a quick look at Road of the Kings analysis first, published I believe yesterday, over about 40 top performing decks, 5 tournaments during the weekend of 14 to 17 April, you know, 17th of April 2018. Again, as mentioned before, the new product release, or at least the new product released, was Cyber Dragon, and again, next to Road of the King, of course, we have Ready for Duel also for the pictures, etc., right? So thanks again for these things. It makes it much more easy, or much more easier compared to previously, right? So pretty much the metagame breakdown for past weekend. Again, not too many changes compared to 2 weeks ago. That was my last video with Sentuki Brandish still at like the number one deck, the most represented deck, currently in the OCG format for the most obvious reasons, right? As a standalone deck, by the way, not as a splashable engine. And then the other two Pendulum decks, mainly Zephyrs and Magicians. Pendulum Magicians perform Pendulum Magicians, by the way, since Joker is still at 1, they have Pendulum Sorcerer at 3, right, of course. You know, you will see it in the list eventually, but yeah, it's still, they can't really, they have a lot of difficulties to compete with Brandish. And then we still have like the other two Underdark decks, like both ABC sitting at 15%. Oh, ABC, I think around 6 ABC lists, by the way, and all of them were running Brandish. 5 Sentuki ABC and 1 ABC FTK. I believe the FTK uses Cannon Soldier. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. And then, of course, Altergeist. If I remember correctly, like last week, his analysis had Altergeist as like the top performing deck. But again, not really sure with, you know, locals, etc. I think high caliber tournaments, Altergeist is definitely an okay option, but maybe falling short. Again, trap heavy, red reboot, instant out, etc. And then a couple of things to note, like where is Lair of Darkness, the structure deck, and where are Infernoids, you know, with triple cross, where are Monarchs, full power Monarchs, right, in the OCG. Couple of things to note, right. Sentuki. So Cybernetic Horizon had like one big card released for Sentuki, right, is the new Hayati, you know, the card that like can attack directly, the Link 1 monster, the new Link 1 monster for Sentukis that can attack directly and then so can mill something from your deck to the grave, like immediately quote unquote search like your engage, well, send it to the graveyard, and then during your main phase 2 overlay for the fire Sentuki monster and get your engage back, you know, get your engine going. So quite interesting. Pure Sentukis, by the way, the Jet Synchron, because of the OTKs you can do with Chanbara or Canbara. But quite interesting is that this particular list used the Solemn Brigade again. Double Warning, Double Judgment and Double Strike next to a gazillion hand traps. So again, basically the mind or thought process of let's just run like a one card deck engine, as in, you know, Brandish, and then let's just, you know, add like tons of disruption, tons of hand traps and tons of back row, and really like the real traps, again, the Solemn Brigade. So again, quite interesting. Also, triple mind control in the main deck, as mentioned here, Road of the King, quite important again, you know, your opponent's the mirror match, right? Gaining control of your opponent's Link monster or Sentuki monster, and then just overlay it for your own. Again, quite strong. So triple mind control, right? And then both Shared Right and Curse Seal of the Forbidden Spell, also decks in the current OCG format. As for Pendulum Magicians, as I mentioned before, the Perform Appel engine, since again Joker is still at 1 in the OCG, Electromite shenanigans, right? And this particular player opted to main deck Naturia Beast, well, the option of Naturia Beast, Pendulum Sorcerer and Glow Up Bulb, right? Super strong, since again, as you're seeing at the breakdown, the top decks are heavy spell based. Sentukis, of course, Pendulum based decks like Zephyrs and Pendulum Magicians, of course. So having option, or at least having the option to go for Naturia Beast first turn, can definitely seal the duel immediately, right? And then last, no, still 2 decks remaining. We have ABCs as mentioned before. Pretty much all the ABC lists are running the small brandish engine of Engage and the token generator, again, giving you more access to, for example, needle fiber or, well, you know, just get like extra link monsters on the field and keep upgrading your stuff. Especially by needle fiber and the O-line into summon sorceress combo, you know that shenanigans, right? I believe 2 players used this particular list, small, like a couple of differences, used this particular list and both went 7-0, so again, quite of a good result. As for the side deck, nothing too spectacular. The new, quote-unquote, new Ghost Ogre hand trap, but again, triple red reboot, triple infinite transience. Those cards will be released soon in the TCG, so again, quite important staples. And the Shadow engine also has been mentioned earlier, you know, sending like glow a bulb from your deck to the graveyard, using Shadow Fusion and your Shadow Dragon as well. Pop a back row, go for the Earth El Shadow monster, right, the Fusion monster, and then use Bulb, go for Crystal, go for Needle Fiber and upgrade to Summon Sorceress. Yeah, you know that delicious stuff. All of only from one, only one Shadow Fusion. So a 1-card power play. And then last, yep, definitely Sephiroth, still going okay, still going strong, I believe at about 10-ish%, but I think nothing too spectacular, running double Rescue Rabbit here in the main deck, the Riser Dragon of course, but outside of that I don't think there are any high, well, surprises, right? Well, triple Eradicator in the side deck again, quite of a nifty tech. Eradicator I believe in the TCG is at 1, but in the OCG at 3, and especially with Astrograd Sorcerer being like an instant and easy target again, thanks to Electromite, you can instantly make your Eradicator live. Again, quite clutch against spell-heavy based decks. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Road of the King. So a couple of other lists, deck lists, interesting lists. Let's start off with, you know, as you saw probably a couple of days ago, is that one of our own TCG players, you know, Alexander, based Lolly, as he's known in the TCG, quite of a known player. I believe also a couple of YCS tops, right? And he, I believe it was last weekend, he went to Japan with a couple of other players from the States, I believe, and he managed to top 8 with, I believe, pure brandish, as you're seeing here in the as you're seeing here with the picture he sent me a couple of days ago. A couple of things. I believe he went I think only 1 loss during Swiss, losing to Sephiroth, I believe, and in top 8 he lost to Troymare ABCs, forgetting to set the Call by the Grave, if I remember correctly. But outside of that, like a couple of changes he would make is like not running the brandish field spell, not that fantastic, he said. He'd rather want something like terraforming and chicken game, for example. Like those were the more couple, the more important things to note, right? The Reaper also was like quite important, as he mentioned before. Maybe he wanted to main deck that one as well. So again, quite cool, you know, playing in the OCG tournament. He said, or he mentioned in his report, that it was quite nice. The Japanese players, OCG players, were very friendly. So again, it's something that might be on my wish list to, you know, just like attend an OCG tournament. By the way, around 60 people where Alexander played that particular tournament. So congrats, and again, thanks for the list. And other interesting things, the new cards, the new Cyber Dragons, a couple of lists ready. Here the first one is again quite interesting with like a pure version. We see the Kaiju, the one of Kaiju, the Cyber Eldatin as well in the main deck. Of course, the O-line Summon Sorcerer's Needle Fiber combination thanks to the Strudo. Not running the lefty and righty driver as in my build. Well, this Strudo might be better, you know, not needing your normal summon to get the tuner on the field. Triple Overload, yep, that's definitely nice. And then some other versions, as you see here, for example, beautiful, right? So running a more pure, again, running the Cyber Dragon Dry as well, Cyber Dragon Fia also. But as for the rest, nothing too spectacular. Yeah, in the early, at least in the build before this, the guy was only running like 1 repair plant, right? And this guy is running 2 of them. Okay, quite interesting. And then the last one, oh, so beautiful, this picture, right? But he's not running any hand traps, no traps, so no infinite transients, no hand traps. So maybe this is more like a hit or a miss. Well, OTK, since, you know, triple power bound, triple overload, triple cybernetic. Again, it's just OTK, right? Running most of the Cyber Dragons as well in the main deck. Palladion's also another interesting archetype. Definitely have high hopes for this archetype, since since they are very similar to Zodiacs. Again, like a 1-card shenanigans pluses, a very splashable engine also with their like level 4, get something back from your graveyard, etc. Here is more like a Zephyra Metal Foe build. Again, increasing your extra deck plays, for example. Yep, definitely very cute. Another version here is, well, yeah, running the triple Exodius in main deck. Also quite interesting heroes with Red Eyes, Darkness Metal Dragon, possibly for the Pseudo, right? Or maybe, I believe, the level 4, the Wind one. The guy that gets back something from your graveyard is also a Dragon-type monster. So that's definitely a nice deck, right? And then I believe I should be having like one extra example, one last example. And this guy is running the YGoPro and Collapse Serpent. I haven't thought about that. Quite interesting. Triple Desires also in the main deck, I believe around 40 cards. Should be around 40 cards. Triple Instant Fusion also. So again, quite early, so I'm definitely expecting more of this. And Cyber Dragon as well during the next upcoming weeks. We have Rockets also with... here we have the structure, like the darkness structure, the Diablos cards. Well, it's cool. Skill drain definitely helps, right? Since you're definitely running like a very slow deck. The Metaphys deck, Metaphys cards also quite beautiful. Running the new Decoy Pendulum Metaphys monster. A lot of Floodgates, right? Floodgates super strong. Gold Sark being a super high searcher now with the new support, so quite interesting. Also running the Shiranui in the main deck, you know, off of Gold Sark. Interesting deck. Blue Eyes as well running the lefty and righty driver. Interesting again. Go for something like Needle Fiber, Chat Synchron. Yep. The delicious combos of going into Summon Sorceress. Yep, still the same, right, in OCG format. Okay, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.